All right, Daniel wants to know, and this is kind of near and dear to something we talk about on this show an awful lot. Do you support municipal internet?
Oh shit, yeah.
Shit, yeah, it's the right response. That's
Yeah,
how freaking cool it is. Shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, municipal internet's great. I mean, I like the fact that you get to regulate it locally, that it can vary wherever you go. I fully support it. Now, here's what I will say about municipal internet: you need to pass something at the state level that sets a standard, because we do live in like my county, for example. We have 5 Republicans on the board of supervisors. So if we had municipal internet down here, they would regulate it the same way that Donald Trump would regulate it.
Yeah,
So if
we need to have a net neutrality clause.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, I do support it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. Yeah. We, I actually have a little task force here going on. It's the Southern California Municipal Internet Task Force.
Yeah.
We are growing slow but sure. I'm working mostly in my community in Pasadena, but I got other folks in other areas, and we're trying to get the Institute of Local Self-Reliance more involved, but we got to kind of get some of the cities on board first. So, that is, that's a cause near and dear to my heart. I was happy when the net neutrality bill passed, but, the way I like to explain it to people, and I'm for every net neutrality bill on the state level. I'm for them. You can be for both. It's not one or the other. You can be for all of it. But the way I like to explain it, look, net neutrality holds the line in the meantime. Municipal internet solves this problem forever, so that we're not battling out in the courts for years and years to come. Municipal internet puts the internet out of the corporate hands and into the public's hands, where it should have been put in the first place. Net neutrality preserves the free and open internet in the meantime. And if we were ever to lose the free and open internet at any point, it's too late.
Yeah, that's actually one of the easiest ways to explain it that could possibly be out there, and you're absolutely correct. So,
what are your thoughts on a tax on carbon?
I love it.
Schultz wants to know.
Yeah, I love it. So, here's the argument. Currently, we're all fighting over the gas tax, where we've had Californians pitted against each other. And my opinion has been this the entire one. I want to preface this saying I hate regressive taxes. Regressive taxes only attack the poor and attack the working class. That's number one. But number two, why is it that we're all fighting with each other over 11 cents a gallon? Meanwhile, Chevron and Exxon is getting a $60 billion a year subsidy. I say tax them. So I'm all for it. I'm for carbon taxing. I'm for any sort of drill tax, whatever we have to do to hold corporations accountable, so they start preserving our environment or creating revenue every time they destroy it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like they are using our environment as their playground, which is not. First of all, it's not sustainable. It's not, and it's the consequences are horrible. But second of all, not only does it not help domestically at all, it just pads the pockets of a couple oil typhoons.
Yeah.
But also they don't pay for any of the destruction either. Like it's a lose situation.
Absolutely.
For everybody involved except for the CEOs. And even like the jobs argument is total BS, because usually the jobs are temporary and they're, they'll pay okay at first. Like they'll pay okay for a while, but then it goes away.
It does.
And like study after study shows the community doesn't benefit overall. Like the community loses overall. So
yeah. And besides that, we're destroying our habitat. Like I'm half Arab. My dad was born in Iraq, and I was talking to a really smart environmentalist I know, a guy named Cody Pedersen, if you've ever heard of him. And he said, he goes, we're going to lose the Middle East. And so I thought it was just like, a warning statement. I go, yeah, unless we start cleaning up our act now. He goes, no, we're going to lose the Middle East. Like, we've done irreparable damage to our environment. So we do have to stop. We do have to move on to ulterior methods right away.
Yeah, the way I like to put it is, look, right now we're going to consume, and we're going to be an issue no matter what. That's just what we are as humans, unfortunately.
Yes.
Right now we're behaving like a deadly virus. We need to start behaving like a common cold, because then we have a while. Eventually Earth's going to shake us off like a bug, as George Carlin put it. But if we can start behaving like a common cold, we'll have a while here. We'll have a while here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got it.
All right, we got more questions. Chris Wynn wants to know, this is a fun one. Question for the guests. Co-ops are the future of business. What will you do to promote and support the spread of worker co-ops? Do you support worker co-ops, first of all? And do you have any plans in the works to try to promote those?
6% yes, and it's funny that he says it now because I just about a week ago posted an article on our campaign page in regards to worker co-ops. And if you look at cities like Philadelphia, worker co-ops are literally thriving. And here's the reason why. You don't have a board of directors and you don't have executives that you need to pay 40% of your administrative fees in bonuses. So, I mean, one asked me about a year and a half ago on the campaign trail, and I talked to a big union representative when it came to employee-owned co-ops. It was, you can afford to buy U.S. steel. We can afford to buy products made in the U.S. if the factories are owned and ran by unions or the workers. And it really is true. When you don't have to pay 40% of your overhead in administrative costs, administrative fees because of bonuses, you can afford it no problem. So I'm a big proponent. I actually recommend that we need to have community block grants available for employee-owned co-ops. And the reason why is because we have a lot of work that needs to get done in California, and we don't have anyone to work the jobs. So I support them.
Yeah, man, I think that is the way of the future. My goal is to eventually make Get Your News On with Ron a worker co-op. You know, right now it's, you know, like right now it technically is by definition because, you know, the people that help out who are, you know, mostly, you know, some are volunteer at this point in time because there's just not enough revenue yet, but others like they get a percentage of the show's revenue. So, so technically it's going in that direction, but it's not quite an independently sustainable venture yet. But that is my goal and my promise that I hope to eventually make Get Your News On with Ron a workers co-op. And have, you know, people involved that are able to, you know, sustain themselves off the show. So one step at a time, you know, one James Elia appearance at a time. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. An article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together